So yeah, our next person to come up, I was able to meet yesterday for the first time. I just totally resonate with this guy. He's an amazing person. He's a natural law educator and an advocate with particular focus on protecting everyone's God-given unalienable rights. Right? Gene Tamashiro. Come on up, Gene.
Thank you. Okay. Aloha, everyone. Oh, I got to learn this too. Aroha. Okay, thank you, Brother Andrew. What a great answer to prayer and vision and dreams we all are for each other. I did not expect, I'm just so grateful as each day, as each moment happens, I'm meeting new people, I'm connecting soul to soul, and I am in the full knowledge that God is in control, and His Keiki Oka Aina gathered in this room from all over the earth and their ancestors come together to be pono, to restore what is pono being righteousness here in Hawaii. So thank you again, all of you. It's early in the day, but this ohana is being called specially for this time and this place. Many of you went on the boat yesterday to go up the Wailua River, which, as Ishmael points out yesterday, that it is a sacred vortex. And you were chosen. All of us were chosen to bring our gifts, our vision, our love, to heal not just Hawaii, but America and the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Mahalo. My name is Gene Tamashiro. I was born in what they called the 50th state of Hawaii. Actually, it was the territory of Hawaii. I was born in 57. 2 years later, they did a referendum and a vote. But they did that vote in a territory of the United States that was created without a treaty of annexation. So if you don't have a treaty of annexation, I'm talking about actual law of which the law of nations is founded upon. And the law of nations is just like God's natural law. Be truthful, do no harm, honor your word. Now, how that applies in arriving at a lawful conclusion, because we have created as sovereign people, as we have the right to create natural law assemblies, and we've done that, Hawaiians and Americans, to create international tribunals under God's law. How do we arrive at a lawful conclusion? Because there's going to be controversy. Somebody's going to say this, and the other person is going to, oh no, it's that. Somebody's going to say 2 + 2 is 5, because we've been doing 2 + 2 is 5 for 130 years. There is no statute of limitation on fraud. Now, in the state of Hawaii, there is a statute of limitation on fraud. If someone writes a check and, fraudulently signs a check, within 1 year, if you don't bring that fraud up, the statute of limitation allows the harm doer to walk scot-free. I'm working on a case like that right now for a friend who happens to be Kanaka Maoli. Now, Kanaka Maoli is the First Nations people, and at the end of my talk, I will introduce you to Brother Andrew Kabibi, who is standing as a true Kanaka, and I helped him clarify who he is, where he is, and what indeed is the law of this Aina. Going back to how do you arrive at a lawful conclusion, because human beings come into conflict, controversies occur. Well, a sovereign natural law assembly gathers. You have the perfect right to gather because everyone has the unalienable right to know what's going on. What is the truth? Was any harm done? And what is the status of contracts, agreements, and treaties? This is Natural Law 101. 101. And we need to teach our 5th graders how law actually works so that we can protect everyone's unalienable God-given rights. Amen to that? Amen. You were born with God-given unalienable rights. I'm here, we're all here to protect each other's right to follow your bliss and do no harm. Okay, so where did we all wake up this morning? We woke up in, and there's several different names. We woke up in the Hawaiian Kingdom. We woke up in the Kingdom of Hawaii. We woke up in the Kingdom of the Hawaiian Islands. We woke up in Kauai Pai'aina. Lots of names. Bottom line, this sovereign country is in continuity. Our metes and bounds is connected impeccably with the sovereign United States. Although 22 years after, the United States Congress committed treason and codified it as law when they created the District of Columbia in 1871. So you will probably be familiar with the fact that if you Google or look it up, United States Code, right? United States Code, Article 28, Section 3002, line 15. What is the definition of United States? United States, by their own admission, equals federal corporation. There is no authority in the organic constitution of 1789. There is no authority for any Congress to create a federal corporation out of a people's de jure government. 22 years after that treason, Washington, D.C., they kidnap our queen. The first regime change that the federal corporation of the United States did was on this soil. And if you are, and I know you are, sovereign truth seekers, pursuing the inconvenient truth wherever it may lead, and so God bless you all, and God has blessed us all in this very breath, in this very moment. 22 years after DC was created, they kidnapped our queen. Like I said, like you know, there is no statute of limitation on fraud. So yes, our constitutional monarchy is in continuity. It's true. Your constitutional republic is in continuity. Yes, it's true, even though the mainstream media won't tell you about it. Has Trump talked about that? That the United States is actually a federal corporation? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he alluded to that. Definitely Biden does not. Definitely Obama does not. And, you know, if I make a false claim, and it's there for all to see, United States Code, Article 28, Section 3002, line 15, you can write it down later if you don't know already. Okay? So they're admitting to you that the people's de jure government was hijacked way back then. And right now we have the opportunity, and we have been chosen for this kuleana, for this responsibility and this perfect right to restore what is lawful and true. And we can start right here, where you woke up this morning, right here. Thank you. I didn't know in 1957, when I was born in what they called the Territory of Hawaii, 2 years later, they had a referendum, supposedly. And supposedly, Hawaii's people voted to be admitted as a state. But the whole referendum was created in an unlawful entity. Like I said, if you don't have a treaty of annexation, it is an occupation. Now, don't be afraid that it is, in fact, a corporate military U.S. occupation. Because those of you that are sovereign Americans, with all your unalienable rights intact, working with sovereign Hawaiians. I, as a Hawaiian, am in full process. It's process. You got to go through this. It's been 130 years, so it's not going to happen overnight just because I stand in honor and Bruce stands in honor with all unalienable rights intact. You need to consider, and we've taken this step, put in writing who you are, where you are, and what is the law of this aina, or this land. I'm making a claim. I make the claim in the State of Hawaii Corporation judicial system. Has any judge or prosecutor or politician or law enforcement or military, has anybody said, oh no, Gene, you woke up in the state of Hawaii? They do not. Because everyone knows the elephant in the room in Hawaii. I'm Okinawan. I'm not Kanaka Maoli. My ancestors arrived on this soil over 100 years. Already, the U.S. corporation had taken over. But as an Okinawan, Mawahini, there she is, Joanna. Wave your hand. Hi, Joanna. Hey. You can see, holy girl. She's a Hawaiian. Hawaiian is a nationality. Antipono, Norwegian? You bet. Okay. Hawaiian is a nationality. It's not a race, but it's all like predictive programming, propaganda, and everything else to divide the people. So Hawaiians of all colors, some of us loyal to our constitutional monarchy, operating under God's law as sanctified on this soil, Declaration of Rights, 1839, working hand in court, in the fake state corporation's courtroom with sovereign Americans, standing under God's natural law as sanctified 1776 Declaration of Independence. This is the founding document of the superior PMA for Hawaii. What do you call that? Private Membership Association. You guys heard of that? Well, you don't have to keep recreating the wheel. In Hawaii, if you want to create a private membership association, that's fine. It's already been done. In America, it's already been done. People have come to learn how law works and what is the basis of our agreement, that I protect your unalienable rights and you protect mine, so that we can protect our keiki, our kids' unalienable rights forevermore. As is the promise, as is the perfect right and responsibility of the awakened people. And that's us. In our Declaration of Rights, 1839, Kauai Kamehameha III, recognizing, now, Hawaii, this is the jewel of the Pacific, and even, 150, 200 years ago, when the white man, Captain Cook and his gang showed up over here, the Russians knew, the French knew, the British knew, the Americans knew, our king knew that people lusted after Hawaii. And he had to, because of this, pray unto the Most High, what do I do? That's when they created, in 1839, the Constitutional Monarchy. And he is the only king, to my knowledge, who owned the whole archipelago, but created a constitutional monarchy saying what? No man or wahine is above the law. Nobody. And so he didn't have to do that at gunpoint. He could see that the powers in the world at the time that was, they were invading, colonizing, all these places where brown people lived. That's just reality. So our king, Kauai, created this flag. Excuse me. You guys are familiar with this flag. It's the state of Hawaii flag. Okay? In this represents, partly in respect and partly in fearful defense. The French flag is here, the British flag is here, and the American flag is here. That's Hawaii. That's what we have now. Okay? And so there is history here. So you'll see this flag because it is, for the public record, the Hawaiian flag. There's another flag that you guys might have seen. And this is called the Kanaka flag. And oh, by the way, Kanaka means true human. Okay? When we do events, we fly both flags. Because we were all born into this false presumption. And there will come a time, as this very meeting is evidence of that the sovereign people on earth will come together. That the sovereign Americans, which I'm already working with, we have assembled international tribunals operating in God's natural law. Sovereign Americans and sovereign Hawaiians. You can read this later. And this is from Chief Justice Haole guy on Maui, Jeff Jarrett, and it's called Proclamation. I guess I can use this. Proclamation and Decree by the Lawfully Assembled People of Hawaii. Okay, so it goes over the history of what happened in America and what happened in Hawaii and the principles of law that bind us all. Kauai Keaoli said in our Declaration of Rights, 1839, God, Keakua, the Creator, Jehovah, Elohim, Adonai, you call him what you want, that's your walk with him. Follow your bliss, do no harm. But this is what Kauai Keaoli said, and I'm doing the English translation. God hath made of one blood all nations of men, people, to dwell on earth in unity and blessedness. Not just in Hawaii, in unity and blessedness, but to dwell on earth. He's speaking of universal law. And ladies and gentlemen, we will not be authorized to reap the benefits of universal abundance unless we align ourselves with the universal law. And so I'm super grateful that you are the guys, you're the ones that we've been waiting for. I love it. Now, God bless. I'm super grateful. So I'm looking forward to talking story with Louis and Bruce and all of you, because I know what I'm saying might be triggering some questions, and I'll leave a little bit of time for questions. I also want to make sure that I have time to introduce Andrew, because when it comes to land controversy, who has the title? Who has the superior title to the Aina that is in controversy? How many of you know about what happened more than one time, the controversy at Mauna Kea? Mauna Kea. Okay. Mauna Kea, a land controversy. It's important that we as sovereign people, we ask, and they didn't ask this. It was merely a protest of Native Hawaiians being a definition that the occupying corporation has put upon the people. Oh, they're just exercising their free speech to protest. When there is a controversy over land, and there is, and we have the tools and the truth and the law to win that if we work together, you ask the question in a controversy over Aina, who has superior title? People make claims. And I'm grateful to say that over all these years, 130 years, many of the Kanaka Maoli families have been fighting each other about who's king, who's not, okay? Who's got the superior title to this, to that. Americans been fighting each other, all this ongoing stuff. But we do know, and we do confirm, that unity in the law exists because there's only one law on earth, and truth is sovereign. Is that okay? Amen to that. Truth is sovereign. As we pursue, like you have, like you're here, we're all here. As we pursue the truth, it will be revealed. Don't hold any ego agendas, please. Let that go. We need to be coming from as high a vibration of truth and love as possible. And we are the ones to make that happen. So, speaking of things to do, okay. I'm not going to read this, but I'm going to show you that it exists. Over time, because I made it a point of personal endeavor to learn how law works, how to arrive at a lawful conclusion, and how to stand in honor in that truth. And if I make a false claim, or if anyone makes a false claim, if I say 2 + 2 is 5, and everybody sits there and go, yeah, 2 + 2 is 5, right? Then it's 5 all of a sudden in this space. So if I say, Hawaii, Pai, Aina, cool, Hawaii, Pai, Aina, Hawaiian Kingdom is in continuity, and the judge, and the prosecutor, and the military, and the politician, sit there and go, oh, we're not here to talk about that. They did not respond. They did not rebut. They did not produce a treaty of annexation. Our truth, our freedom is there for us to utilize. Be fearless in that utilization. So what I have here is Hawaii transitional governance. This is all transitional. You could call it provisional. You could call it temporary. And I say this because we need to have a national election. So those people that are called, I am called, Janae is called, we have sovereign Americans and sovereign Hawaiians on all lands that have formed jural assemblies. We are called. And we are also called to meet the Kanaka Maoli families because we have to. Because they actually have the lawful title. Now that does not put anybody above the law, but we need to be pono in the recognition of how we got where we are and how law works. So Hawaii transitional governance is this, in a nutshell. Ko Hawaii Pai'aina, Hawaiian Kingdom, is in continuity. Hawaii is a constitutional monarchy under the Creator's natural law as sanctified on this Aina, Declaration of Rights, 1839, Kamehameha III. The main purpose of good and lawful government is to what? Build roads, monitor pollution going, I mean, that's all important stuff. Protect your borders, all of that, important. But the main purpose of good and lawful government is to protect everyone's God-given unalienable rights. To pursue your bliss, and God forbid, do no harm. Hawaii transitional governance is a temporary governing body that facilitates and supports the lawful transition back to a free and sovereign Hawaii. We the people, all of us, together end the 130-year U.S. corporate military occupation of Ko Hawaii Pai'aina, Hawaiian Kingdom. I have 8 steps here, and it doesn't happen in 2 weeks. But I have 8 very simple, doable steps. We need your help. So I'm going to read this. There's so much paperwork. I mean, my gosh, we have done so much due diligence and title corrections and challenges with, you know, our due process and the state and the county. You guys have experienced the same thing. They just sit there on their hands and they go, oh, okay, thank you very much. We disagree. And then they carry on with their propaganda, with their guns, with their money, with the fear, using fear and ignorance as their tool to divide and conquer the true seekers no more. Step 1, unite all natural law assemblies and sovereign soul people in Hawaii. We've done that. And it is expanding all islands. Number 2, confirm all of those people who choose to be Hawaiian nationals. We call it La Hui. La, light. Hui, the gathering of light. Is Hawaiian a race? No, Hawaiian is a nationality. So Okinawans, Haoles, Norwegians, and Kanaka Maoli all united under God's law. The La Hui, or our national body, oversees Hawaii transitional governance. Step 4. HTG supports the lawful reestablishment of unified Hawaii House of Nobles. Here in Hawaii, there is a process and a protocol that goes back way before Captain Cook arrived. And we have to honor that. We have to respect that. And we have to allow the Kanaka Maoli families, and they know each other, to make ho'oponopono amongst themselves, and then to what? The unified Hawaii House of Nobles. Step 5, these House of Nobles elect 1 to 3 Kanaka Maoli ali'i from each island as a candidate for king or queen. It's called mo'oku'auhau. The families know your genealogy is tied to the mo'oku'auhau. You know, the people in Hawaii didn't have written language. Your name, your word, your breath is your contract, is your honor. And that lives on till today. So they know who they are. And I will say this, that Andrew is not a direct line to this particular ahupua'a, but they're all related. And we know the families that are connected and related to this particular ahupua'a, the same one you guys went up on the, thank you. Okay, thanks, Gino. So I have 5 minutes. Great, perfect. Okay, I'm getting nervous now. 5 minutes. Okay.
Breathe.
Yeah. Okay, so HTG, this is step 6. HTG and the House of Nobles together facilitate and run a nationwide election for Hawaii's House of Representatives. And the House of Representatives can be, you can be of any race, of course, okay? All operating under God's natural law. Step 7, the House of Representatives convene and interview the 8 to 24 Hawai'i candidates in an open public forum which is made available 24/7. Utilize the technology. 8 finalists will be chosen for the national election using high-tech information access to promote nationwide engagement, transparency, and full participation. The people empowered elect our new head of state. And the last step, I don't know how long this is going to take, but we're going to get there. The Hawaii's king or queen, newly elected, will negotiate and sign the Treaty of Peace and a status of forces agreement. We don't want China or Russia or Korea just showing up on our shores because the Americans have left. No, we need a status of force agreement with America's de jure constitutional republic, United States of America, I'm saying 1789, and we peacefully end the 130-year state of war. Okay? You got that? I'm sure you might have some questions, no problem. I'm going to give you sovereign Americans an important thing to ponder and to possibly, hopefully do. We have sovereign Americans living in Hawaii who want to restore their constitutional republic. I'm charging you people with organizing yourself to create a lawful American embassy on Kauai. And if Kauai is ready to do that, I'm praying that they are, that you guys would support that. Ask questions, make sure all the ducks are in order. Something to think about. That would send a powerful message to the world about our true status to have an embassy. So right now, Andrew, please come up. I know my time is running short. I just wanted you guys to meet Andrew. This is Andrew Kabibi. Thank you, brother. I have worked with Andrew in the corporate judicial system to clarify his right to travel in Hawaii. So, Andrew, just say hi, and you'll be here, right, to answer questions from people. Yeah. There you go, my brother. There you go.
Aloha, everybody. Actually,
is that on? It should be on, yeah. Okay, there you go.
yes. Aloha. Or should I say ahaiha? Or should I say aloha? I'm learning today from a wonderful teacher. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I wanted to go to school and learn everything I could about my people. And God spoke to me. You want to learn about my people, you want to learn about me. And he turned around and he said, well, what? You have to show me the people. And he has. The truth has come out today. All my prayers are being answered today as I speak. And you people are making it possible. All you people that love Hawaii throughout the world. I don't know anybody that says they hate Hawaii except the rich. And that's what I'm hearing today. I can make plenty money. I can make a lot of money today. What happened to the people that come to me and say, I love Hawaii, it's so beautiful. I want to move here. All my life, I've heard this. You know, more than I heard, well, I can make a lot of money. So I really am in love with all you guys that love Hawaii, that made Hawaii paradise. You was the one that called Hawaii paradise. You were the one that wanted to come to save your money. That's the people I heard. I saved my money all my life. I wanted to come to Hawaii. Now I can. I get people coming to me telling me how sorry they are for what they did back then. Can I blame them? No. I can never blame them. But the truth is the truth, and thank you for all the comments.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.